How's she going, boys? Mike here. Welcome back to Grampie's workshop. Glad you're here today. Nice day at the lake. Oh, she was some frosty this morning though. I think it was about -4 or something like that. It's not really cold, but there was lots of frost. And there was frost all over the lawn down there. So what I'm up to today is nothing spectacular. I'm trying to clean the shop. But anyways, well, I got a little fire going here. Well, actually it's just a smoke generator right now, but eventually the flames will poke through that. It's hard to believe, but I'm actually burning scrap wood. I hate even to think about that. But yeah, some of the ends are just, you know, small. You could use them for something, I'm sure, but they're just too small to keep track of, and they're cluttering up the shop. So I'm burning them. So that's what today's project is all about. I'm just cleaning around the shop a little bit, cleaning around the yard a little bit, making use of the nice weather. So out here in front of the shop, I got a bunch of scrap pieces there that I'm going to salvage some of it, but some of it's going to be no good, going to be burnt. Not the sawhorses. But yeah, that's just, you know, old wood. A lot of that's rotten pieces. So I'm back in the shop now, and like my shop's a mess, but I've been cleaning it up little bits and pieces here and there as I was redoing the lumber shed. Getting a lot of the wood out of here, but there's still lots more to go. But I just want to show you around how oh, this is embarrassing. But anyway, this morning I finally did get the saw cleaned off. Well, except for this pile of scrap that I'm going to burn. I've got a wood box under the saw there that needs to get burnt. There's another wood box here that needs to get burnt. There's another wood box back here that's got various pieces, different lengths, different kinds of wood. And I want to save this wood, because that's worth saving. I got an old sink here that I want to save. I've got wood piled on a shelf here above my computer, so I had to go through that and sort it all out. I've got boxes up here stored with junk and God knows what all. Electrical parts and pieces and wires. And then this section here is kind of halfway presentable. That's where all my fasteners are, screws mainly, some nails in the center section, and then a few little odds and sods tucked in over on the side. But look at my bench, It's a beautiful bench. It's 16 feet long. It's got nice storage underneath for my power tools, and I've got some slide out shelving or racks down here that I keep various tools on. Right? It's a couple of drawers at the end. I got some plans to redo all this, but look at the top of it. Oh my God. I can't even lean on it, it's so cluttered. So yeah, I got to go to work and get that all cleaned up. And then over on this bench, this is where my chop saw is, and that's just a darn old mess, that's for sure. But you should have seen it. The wood was piled up. It was going into the window. It was piled that high. So I got it kind of halfway cleaned up. I got tons of sawdust. So now I have to go to work and clean the sawdust from behind my chop saw. Look at that. Man, oh man. Embarrassing, really. What a mess. Then I've got this kind of a wood rack that I built here in the middle of the shop. When I first built the shop, I set this wood rack up. So I got to go through all that and sort all that out. There's some sheet goods down here that's going to go in the lumber store. Well, it's all going to end up in the lumber shed. But I have to go through it, sort it all out, find out what's good, what's bad, what's, you know, what can be burnt, what can be saved. Around here at the back of the saw where the dust collection port is, this was just chock-a-block full with, I don't know what, junk. So that's the woodworking side of the shop. And then there's the mechanical side of the shop. Oh man, I don't even know where to start over here. I guess I'll start with the estate car. My estate car is sick again, it won't start. So I need to work on that. But before I work on that, I've got other priority things. I need to get the winter gear ready for the tractor. So I gotta get my snowblower in here and go over that and fix it all up, or, you know, maintain it, get ready for the winter, and then the plow. But in order to do that, I have to get the estate car out of here. So, like, it's a catch-22. Do I work on the estate car and end up with snow up to my oxters, or do I move the estate car out and get the snowblower in here so that I can blow the snow if it's up to my oxters to get the estate car back in here to work on it? Anyways, it's a dilemma. So yeah, and then I've got this my welding table set up here in the middle of the shop with junk piled all over it. Like any horizontal surface. The carrier in the back of the estate car, I got junk filled in there. I got my fender lift sitting over here. I can't even get at it anymore to use it for anything. I got an old pressure washer here that the pump broke on it. The welding gear over there in the corner. Then I got this old compressor. Remember when I replaced my compressor? I got this Sanborn one. Beautiful compressor, by the way. I like it. I had plans then to sort of make that tank into a standby tank or a auxiliary tank for this compressor. Well, that's as far as it got. Hurricane Fiona showed up shortly around that time, and anyways, it's just sitting here. I got a 45-gallon plastic drum in there that I got a planned job for that. And then, you know, just junk. Look, I got stuff piled here. I got paint still on the bench from where I painted the boathouse. I can't get hardly to it. And then my little table here that I work on. I got my wheel covers here because I took the wheel covers off so I could store my winter tires without scuffing up the finish on these covers. So now it's just about time to put the winter wheels on, so I'll be getting rid of those. That's not bad, but like the bench just filled with stuff. My storage for small bits and parts and pieces up here that's still kind of in order. But then I got this box in the middle. It's just kind of like a garbage box, a collect-all box. Well, to say the least, the shop's a mess. So we're working at it slowly and surely, picking away, and that's what I'm up to today. So I'm just trying to tear apart these pieces, right? To salvage anything that's good out of them. And also, here's something else I do, is I take all the screws and I save them and I take them out of the wood. And if the screws are reusable, I'll reuse them. So I sort through all these screws too eventually at some point. But now see, that screw just came out but it's broke off, so there's no sense saving him, right? That guy didn't break, but he's pretty rusty, but I'll save him. I don't know if I'll use him or throw him out. But another reason I do this is because like these sticks here, I think they're just going to end up in the fire because they're kind of doughy. But I don't like to burn wood with screws or nails in it because then those screws and nails end up in the ashes, and I might just use those ashes, spread them around the yard or in the garden or something. So it's worth the effort to take the screws and nails out. So as I'm cleaning up and burning the scrap wood, right, I'll take something apart here in the shop and I'll take it out, throw it in the fire pit and burn it. So as I'm walking back and forth, I came upon a piece of wood. Well, I'll show it to you here in a minute. But I had made that one time for washing out my sap buckets for doing maple syrup. So I had left that outside the shop here and I was going to take it apart, and I thought, no, I'm going to save that. So I went out to put it in the sugar shack. So I was going to the sugar shack. I have a latch on the sugar shack door, and the latch, I made it myself. It's just a piece of dowling with a block on the end of it. And I stick that in the hasp, hold the door closed. Well, there was no string on it. The string had broke long ago. So I remembered I had a piece of chain in here that's sitting on the workbench. So I went over, scrounged around until I found the chain. So then I put the chain, fastened on the top with a screw. So now we're going to go out and put that in the sugar shack, on the door of the sugar shack. So, you know, that's just how, you know, the jobs come up. You're doing this and you see that, so you go do that. While you're doing that, you see something else. So, like to start something and finish that actual job, oh, that's a luxury. Hasn't happened here very often. But anyway, let's go out. I want to show you where I'm putting this. All right, there's the bracket. I was going to tear that apart and either, you know, burn it or put it in the scrap, save the scrap wood pile. But I am going to save it because I use this. What I'm thinking is, somewhere here I'm going to screw this to the sugar shack, because then I have a platform that I put on here that I use in washing out my sap buckets. So I'm going to save this in the sugar shack. So then when I come over to the sugar shack, this plug I had used to go in this hasp, and the strings broke. The strings, they're just cotton strings and they get rotten in the weather and they break. So I'm going to replace that, but that's what happens. You start one job and you come upon another one, and then you do that. While you're doing this, I'll find something else to do and I'll never get back to the original job. By the way, just in case you're interested, this is what I put on that bracket. I have a piece of 1/2-inch PEX here, and I drilled a bunch of 1/16 holes in the end of it. And then down here I have a valve and a quick connect for a hose. So I put a hose on here, and then I spray water through here, and I put my sap buckets over that and wash them all out and rinse them good. So that works good for that. And I have a couple of screws here, and I just mount that on that bracket, which I'm planning on mounting on the side of the sugar shack here next spring. So maybe we'll bring that out. See, I even marked on a water washer. All right, get that put away. So we'll close our door here. So the idea now is, I'll just close this, put the hasp in there, and that slides down there, keep that closed. This is way more chain than I need, but I guess it's better to be too long and too short, eh? There we go. I think this is stainless steel chain too, so that should not rust. All right, we're out in the lumber shed in another job, getting tidied up today. You know, this is tidy up the jobs day, along with tidy up the yard. But one of the other jobs was my son Chris. He loves to play golf. He's got lots of golf balls around, so he brought me some golf balls. And look what I did with them. Remember these pipes I had here for dividers on the lumber rack? Well, I just took and drilled a hole in the end of them, and then used a hammer and pound them on the end. So now that's a lot safer. No more risk of me jamming my fingers in those sharp pipes that were cut off. Thanks a lot, Chris, for finding those golf balls for me. All right, looks a lot better now. I got all that scrap wood out here that was all kicking around since I finished building the boathouse or rebuilding the boathouse. I got that all picked up and burnt. So just burning up some more scrap here, sitting by the fire. Oh, this rig here too. This is great for around the fire, eh? It's a 3-fingered cultivator. Bought that a long time ago. But this is another one of those jobs that springs up, you know, while you're doing something. While I was working at the fire here the other day, it broke in half. So I got a piece of pipe, put over it, put a couple of screws in it, taped her all up. Hey, it's good as new. Reminds me when we used to repair our hockey sticks when we were kids, eh? It's amazing the problems you can solve sitting at the fire, eh? Unbelievable. So thanks a lot for joining me here at the camp today, as doing a little cleanup and doing odd jobs here and there and everywheres, and sure hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to thumbs up me, and I hope you all have a great week wherever you are. We'll talk to you.